Well, it's wintertime in Michigan. Snowflakes are coming down. A couple of dogs are out here with Rot and Oakley. Hi guys. Hi Rot. Hi Rot. Hi. Hi Oakley. Oh, I'll let you back in. I know it's cold out here, isn't it? Got the truck running, just wiped all the snow off of it. I gotta head up to the store and get a couple things. But just thought I'd show you guys a little bit of wintertime in Michigan. Howdy. Well, back up on the main floor again today. It's a little nicer up here than usual. I think it's 45 outside right now, so it's not too bad up here. When the crew put the trusses on, they did not put all the rat runs in, hardly any, as a matter of fact. Rat runs are basically 2x4s. You can see some up behind me that run horizontally. What they do, you put your marks every 2 foot, and then when you nail them down to the trusses, it keeps them on 2 foot centers. So when you put your drywall on the ceiling or whatever you're putting on the ceiling, they come out right on 2 foot centers. And also it helps, like in case of winds, strong winds, storms, stuff like that, it helps keep the trusses all together the way they're supposed to be, instead of wanting to twist and turn and everything. It just helps make the whole roof a sturdier, one solid unit kind of thing. So I've got to put some of those on, but what I've done is made myself a couple of, just cut a couple pieces of 2x4, 2x6, whatever, that are 22.5, which is what the distance is between two trusses. I can put a piece in there, clamp it together, and that is, if I get one that's off very far, if it's too tight together, I can put one, spread it apart, put one in there. If they're too far apart, I can put one in there and clamp it together. Just keeps the center to center distance correct, so I can put the rat runs in and get them nailed or screwed or whatever in place. So I'm going to work on that a little bit today because I need to get that done before I really do much more insulating. Hope you enjoy the video, and I'll get busy. Okay guys, one of the first things I have to do is go up above in the loft area, and you can see I've got one up here on top and another one right here on top, and I don't know for sure if they were put in very accurately on the 2 foot centers. I'm going to go up and check those. If they are off, because I measured a couple of these down below here from a ladder here, and some of them seem to be off on spacing by 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch, something like that. So I got to check out that, probably take some screws loose or pry some nails loose if they were nailed in, and maybe in this one here on the bottom too, maybe, I don't know. Got to loosen them up so I can move them to where they need to be. So I'm going to head on up there. Okay, we're looking at the east end of the loft area, bonus area, whatever you want to call it. And then around here, that's that catwalk that we built, goes out both sides and across the end. It's a dining room down there. Turning around 180 degrees from the east end. Here's the west end way down there. You can't see it very good, but it's dark down there. Right now I'm kind of in the center of the loft area where the stairway will come up. Stairway will come up right over here, over this tinted area down here. But what I'm doing is I'm making this area over here, so the east end of the loft, that's that big room we're looking at there. The wall comes right to here. And over here, I'm going to make this storage area. I'm just going to put 1/2 inch OSB down here so we can store some lightweight stuff in there. Part way over, I'm going to take it from this wall here over to here, and you can see that's where the ceiling down below starts to come uphill. See it down there. That's where the ceiling all starts turning uphill. So we'll come over to this board here. This from here over to the wall for that loft room will all be storage area. What I did is I just made some patterns, or I didn't make them yet, I just measured out some patterns. Let's see, there's part A. 6 pieces like that. Excuse me. It'll be square on that end, bevel on that end, and that's going to go right up there like that. It'll set, I'm going 6 foot to the bottom of it. So that'll set like that. 6 pieces down through there. And then 6 pieces. Part B will be beveled to go right in here. That'll be beveled on both ends. And part C will be a long piece across there. Another little short one on D down there. And then we'll put those all up there, and we can staple some insulation up to the bottom of them. We'll get 18 inches of insulation above there. That way this storage area will also be tempered. It'll be warmer than above the insulation anyway. That's the game plan. That's what we're working on. Okay guys, we got the patterns all made. Now I just have to make 6 of each piece. And just so I don't get them confused, I wrote down what my angle is on each one, so when I go to set it, I got it. Part A is 90 degrees on one end. It's the only one that has 90 degrees, which goes against the wall of the loft room up there. Part B. Part C is the big one here. So we got all of our patterns right there. Now I can start making some parts. Okay, we got to set it up for 25.8 degrees and make the 2 end cuts. And then if we make our 2 end cuts, we'll come back and make the middle cut at 15.25 degrees. But I think what I'll do is I will get, while I'm set on that 25.8, I will cut all those cuts first before changing the angle. Makes sense, don't it? Hey guys, I had a little camera problem, but I'm on the last part. There's 6 of each. The other ones are stacked over there. This is part D. Got 6 pieces of that to go. This is just a pattern out of some 5/8 stuff, but got 6 pieces of this part D to go, and then I'm done. You can see it's dark outside now. Raining pretty hard out. Turning the snow all to sloppy, wet slush. But I'll get these cut up, and then I can go downstairs and visit with my daughter and my granddaughter and my great-granddaughter and my beautiful bride. I hear my great-granddaughter putting up a little bit of a fuss down there right now. I'm cutting them just a hair long so I can leave the angle set the same, and then go back and set the angle to the other. The angle at the other ends need to be cut, and then cut all of those. Okay, now I'll get my pattern back out. Lines on there where they need to be. This is the last piece, so it has a little bigger gap. I've got a gap that long between the cuts. The rest of them should all have just maybe a 1/4 inch or so between the cuts. There. I started with my longest pieces first. You always want to do that. If you're cutting parts and pieces and stuff, start with your longest ones first. That way you get a drop left at the end. Chances are it's going to be big enough to get a smaller part out of. But if you cut all your smaller ones first, you might have drops left over that are not big enough to get your big parts out of. Also, if you make a mistake on one of the parts that you're cutting, and it's one of the biggest parts, you can always chop it down and make a smaller one out of it. So that's why you start with your biggest parts first. Okay, what's my angle on that last one? 10.4. Should be right about there. Let's check it out and see. Yep, that looks good. It's just kissing the blade. Boy, little Lorraine is getting fussy down there. I think she's just upset because she wants to see her papa. I'm sure that must be it. Yeah. She's probably either wet or hungry, one or the other, or maybe both. Should have done that with my pattern, not with another part. That's why you always want to make a pattern too, because if you just measure your first part and then you use that to mark the next part and that to mark the next part, they can grow a little each time or shrink a little each time or change angle a little each time or whatever. Well, of course, if this is set, you won't change angle, but you can keep growing or shrinking or whatever. So you always want to make sure you use the same pattern over and over to mark your parts. Yeah, and right here I didn't. I used the previous part, and it looks like I'm probably almost 1/8 of an inch long there. Better follow my own advice here, huh? Yeah, it's more like it. Now I've got almost probably a good 3/16 in between there. Which is a little over a saw blade. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grab my pattern. Like I said, I left them all a little long so I could make my last cuts in between. You can see what I got here. This one's got probably a good 5/16 in between. I just kept flipping them and leaving a little extra, flipping them, leaving a little extra. So I knew I had plenty to make my cuts without worrying about having them too short or anything. The board was just a little bit longer than it needed to be, so I didn't need to worry about coming up short. Hey guys, this probably is not the end of the video. I'm sure that Judy will probably end up including the part I do tomorrow on this video right here. Just if you like what you're seeing, please give me a thumbs up. We appreciate you watching. If you're not subscribed and you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. And if you hit that little bell icon, it'll let you know as soon as our next video comes out. We're trying to get them out Monday morning, Thursday morning, but we're still struggling with that a little bit. But we'll try to get better at it. Meanwhile, have a good evening, good morning, whenever you're watching this thing. And thanks again for watching. Bye. Hey, good morning. It's the next morning, and temperature's a little different up here now. We got some blowing snow outside. I don't remember what the actual temperature is, but the wind chill is down 0, or it was about 3 below wind chill an hour or so ago when I was drinking coffee. But anyway, I'm up here. It was 50 degrees when I got done working last night up here, and it's 30, let me see here, 30 something right now up here. I think 38 or something like that. Let's see here. 38.4. A little bit chillier up here. And those braces that I cut right there, shouldn't say braces, but well, you'll see what they're for up above anyway. I decided I'm going to drill some holes in these where they go up. Like for instance, where this one's going to go up like that, it's going to set like that. I'm going to take and drill right through here. So it'll drill through here to put it in. And I'll also put a hole in through here and here on an angle. Then I'll be able to get those installed easier if I have pre-drilled holes in them. So I'm going to drill holes in all these and then take them upstairs and install them. So that's the game plan for this morning. I guess I'll put you guys down and get busy. There we go. Now we can take these upstairs with us and get them installed. Going to take probably about 3 trips. I got to carry all the boards up, maybe 4 trips, all the boards and a couple tools. Actually, I think I underestimated. It's probably going to take me 5 or 6 trips up and down that ladder to get all this stuff up there that I need. There's 1 trip. Okay, guys, I'm up here on the catwalk, getting ready to start putting those pieces in, which will be basically an insulation ceiling for our storage area off in the trusses over here. But I don't know, every time I come up here to work up in these trusses here, it just kind of, I don't want to know if I want to say amazes me or makes me wonder how crazy we were to decide to build something like this on our own. And has there been times when I thought we shouldn't have? Oh, absolutely, many times. But you can't turn back now. So we are in it to win it. Like I said, I'm up here on the catwalk right now. I'm out on the little part of the catwalk that goes across, what we call the bridge to nowhere. Yeah, it's just it's a big project, but only one way it gets done, and that's if we keep plugging away at it. So set the tripod down and get busy so you guys can watch what we're doing. You guys hold on to your seats. You're right on the edge of the catwalk, and it's a long drop down there. I think I'll go ahead and start some screws in these things ahead of time, or before I put it up there. Oops. Gave myself about a 6-foot ceiling under here. There's not going to be any drywall. It's just going to be a 12-inch thickness of insulation, then a 6-inch on top of that. So 18 inches of insulation on top of here. And that's just so that our storage area in here will be a lot warmer than up above here and not quite as warm as the actual living space. There we go. These angles are not the same on both ends. They are different. So you got to make sure you get them in the right place because they will only fit one way. Let's see. That way is not right. There we go. Just like that. Okay, there's one more piece down here. And the reason that I'm stopping there is because this piece here is almost vertical, and right below here, the ceiling for that whole living room area starts slanting up for the big cathedral ceiling. So I'm just going to bring that storage area over this far. My insulation will come across at this height to be the bottom of it, 18 inches of insulation up here across, and down, and then up for the ceiling, or possibly even just continue this height all the way across. But I don't know, I'll play it by ear. I'll use a little bit more insulation the other way, keeps the heat down a little bit better with it down. We'll see. It's one thing when you're doing it yourself, you can kind of make your choices along the way, but you have to think them through, otherwise they might bite you in the butt later. And that can be a good thing, being able to make your own choices and do it the way you want to, and it can also be a bad thing. So, yeah, we've found both to be true. Let's see, I need part D as in dog. Okay, I got to do 5 more of each of those, and then I've got to make new patterns for the next set of rafters, which are trusses, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, and then we'll go from there. Now, I just got a little level in my back pocket, so when I put those up there, I just got to make sure that I'm fairly close to level, which that is almost perfect right there. It don't get much perfecter. Came back over here to the tripod so I can show you guys what's going on over there. I put in part of my flooring over there for the storage area, which is just 1/2 inch thick, and I didn't put it all in yet because I had other things I wanted to do first. But what that does is it, let me take you out of selfie mode here. It makes it so that I don't have much underneath me while I'm working. See, the first couple here were just right up here. They're just little gaps here, which I'm going to fill in later. But then we got to the point where the ladder is now. There's a big old gap. The ladder barely sits on the flooring on both sides here and over there on the other side. Same with the next one here. Same way, big old gap that I'm standing over with the ladder. And then the next one, which is the last one that is shaped like that, there is nothing there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do that a little different. Can't put a ladder down there. But that's what I'm working over right now. My ladder is standing up over that gap there. Oh boy. I don't know about you, but I'm going to try not to think about it. Don't look down at that big hole in the floor under the ladder. I'm not talking to you guys, I'm talking to myself. See if we're close to level. I got to be careful not to bump that board so it'd fall down. When the Amish crew was putting my roof trusses on, they dropped a couple of different things and poked holes right through my 3/4 inch subfloor. One big beam and a big piece of a truss. Let's see here. Very close. Got to change just slightly here. A tiny bit more. That should be right on the money. Yep, right there. Perfect. You know what? I think this board here I'm working off of isn't even nailed on. It's not. I can just slide that board out a little farther. That'll work better. That will work much better. So, if I'm going to do that, move this thing here, over here. Let's get that partial there. Boy, there's not much for it to set on right there. A little bit. Put that right there, and I'm going to stick a screw in here so it can't go anywhere. That'll work for this side of the ladder. Okay, there's that. Now, I can get my ladder over here. I can actually scooch this sheet that way a little bit so my ladder doesn't have to stretch quite so far. Ooh. But, looks to me like I need to bring that piece back this way just a touch. Just a touch. There. Now, yep, I'm still on that board all right. I'll slide the whole sheet over a little bit. Come on. There, okay. That should be good. Now I just got to remember, I got a big old gap over here to the right where it used to be a floor. Right beside me over here, right next to the catwalk. I will be putting more floor down up here eventually. Right now, my main goal is to get insulating done. Judy's probably going to be cringing a little bit when she edits this. She's going to start editing it as soon as I get done up here. We were supposed to have one out actually yesterday morning. We're a little behind schedule on our videos right now. We just had a lot of going on and other stuff. Couldn't do enough filming and editing for a little bit, but we're trying to get caught up. But she hates seeing me stretching out over open areas and stuff like that. She keeps reminding me that I'm going to be 69 years old this summer. Actually, she doesn't say that. She says, "You're almost 70. I'm like, no, I ain't going there. Yeah, wish we could stop it. Just doesn't work. This board's heavier than all the rest of them. Let's see if we're close to level here. Nope, I gotta go down with this end over here, up with your end. Okay, let's try that. Okay, got a magnetic level here. It keeps trying to grab my screws. That's really close. I can go just a touch more. That's good. Okay, guys. Part C is in. That's cool. Okay, guys, I've got the last piece of part D down here. Okay, those are solid. Good enough to staple insulation up there. Feels good to get that part done. Okay. Fingers are froze though. So you can see what I was working on over there. The row up top, 6-foot ceiling over there for inside of the storage area. Nobody will ever know it out here. You don't even know there's a storage area out there, but got them all done. Parts A, B, C, and D, 6 rows deep. Now I still need to run rat runs down through a lot of these rafters going this way to tie them all on 2-foot centers. But this is one of the first steps to doing more insulating in here. And I also need to take it down that way farther too, but that's a different shaped truss. You can see the next truss in line. I zoom down there a little bit. Next truss in line is this one that goes right here, and then down a little farther are some that go this way. That one that goes this right here, that's the next ones. And we're only going storage area from this point over to that wall right there. It's good to have this one done. Put it in the books. So we'll call it a day for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed the work, except for stretching over some of them openings in there with the ladder. It's not real comfortable, but I made sure it wasn't going anywhere. So hope you had a good time watching. Please give us a thumbs up if you like them. Subscribe if you're not, if you like this kind of stuff. And tell a friend about them. Maybe we'll get some more subscribers. Thanks again for watching. We appreciate all of you. Bye now.